All right, top 5 tips that I could give you if you're starting out playing Evil Dead the game and you're kind of new to the game and you need some more advanced tips beyond what the tutorial would tell you. The first one is pretty standard and kind of a general tip, which is you really want to loot quickly, stay with your team as much as you can, but get objectives done fast. So don't stand around looking for perfect loot. Don't be searching for chests and things like that. What you want to do is get some healing items, a melee weapon is your top priority, and maybe a gun, and then you want to immediately start looking for pages. Because the longer you take, the more time the demon has to find you and to level up. And that's not good, because then they're going to be higher level when they get to end game, and they're going to be much tougher to kill towards the very end of the match. The second thing is ping every single crate you see. On PC, I believe the key is Alt. By default, you can change it, but it's kind of buggy. I changed mine to a different key, and then I couldn't ping things on the map, which is another thing you should do, by the way. So consider that 2B, is when you get a new objective, look on your map and see where the map piece is and ping it. But the main thing is every single time you find a crate, ping it, because your teammates can use the pink F that comes out of that. So even though you picked it all up, the pink F will still be there on the ground for your teammates to come over and pick up. So ping every single crate you see so your teammates know to come over and level up, because that's just going to help your survival as a team. The third tip is when you complete the lost pages or the Kandarian Dagger, which is kind of the second phase of the match after you have found the 3 map pieces. After you complete those, it will revive all your teammates. So whether they are dead completely or downed, it will revive them. So keep that in mind. So like, let's say you're all trying to get the dagger and 3 people go down and it's almost done. Don't try to res your teammates, just dodge and wait it out until you fill up and complete the objective, because then your teammates will get resed and or revived instantly. So keep that in mind. That's really important. It allows you to kind of kite demons and mobs and everything until you get the timer done if things kind of get out of hand right as you're about to complete the objective. The fourth thing is each class has hidden abilities. Not really hidden, but most people probably don't know about them. This one, my head's going to be in the way for the warrior one, but for leaders, it says leaders have specific auras that improve their stats and the stats of nearby survivors. They're also more resistant to fear. Warriors are more health and inflict more melee damage. Hunters have more ranged weapon damage, can carry more ammo, and slower stamina consumption. And this is the biggest one. This last one is the biggest one. Support classes start with more Shemps Cola and an amulet and can carry more Shemps and amulets. The last part's the biggest part. If Shemps or amulets are used, survivors in your aura also gain the positive effects. That makes support class huge. So that means even if you're playing somebody like Pablo, who generates a lot of amulets, use them while you're near your team and it will give them part of the shield. And that goes for everybody in the support class. So keep that in mind. Anytime you use a Shemps, anytime you use an amulet, use it next to your team, because it's going to apply it to all of them. It's also really important that if you're playing this game as another class, that if you only have one Shemps Cola between the 4 of you, give it to your support, because then they could use it to top off all of you and you just gain more that way instead of just you using it on yourself and nobody else gets any benefits. And the fifth and final thing, which kind of piggybacks off that, is that there's an inventory. You can drop items for people. On PC, it's the I key by default. And I believe I've heard on console that it's a long hold of the map button. Whatever the map button is on console, you hold that for longer than normal and it'll bring up your inventory. Your inventory will show your melee weapon, your gun, all the ammo that you're carrying, including ammo that it doesn't work for your weapon, and all your healing items. So perfect for support. If you're not a support, you could drop a healing item to give to support, so they could use it to top everybody else off. If you have a Shemp's Cola and you're full health and somebody else is near death, you could drop it for them. If you have extra ammo that's not for the gun you're using, you can drop it for somebody who needs it. It's very, very helpful to have that and to know how to access your inventory, because I didn't even know it was in the game until just yesterday. So yeah, make sure you access your inventory. It's hugely helpful for your teammates, especially if you're communicating. But at the very least, you could just look at people's health and stuff and see what they need and drop stuff and then ping it for them. But yeah, those are the top 5 tips I can give you if you're just starting out in Dead by Daylight to help you be a better teammate and a better player.